And that's a take. That's a take on the Bolex. Doesn't last very long, you know, the Bolex back in the day. Might take us like about, what was that, about 30 seconds or so? So, imagine that. All of a sudden I need to reload or recrank this Bolex, right? Most likely I just need to crank it back up, and I'll probably get a few more minutes out of this reel, but then I would have to change this film canister in a black bag so I don't expose the film that I'm about to put into this 16 millimeter Bolex film camera. So, wow, we're very fortunate to have these digital technologies that we can just kind of plug, play, and repeat, repost, reshare, you name it. You know it. We are in a fantastic time in this digital world. This is The Real Marcoux, sponsored by Backwards Ripta. What up? Protect your bus drivers. Protect your supermarket workers. I was over at the supermarket yesterday. I gave them big props. I was like, guys, you're superheroes. Imagine that. What a terrible time to try to do this thing, you know, be a worker out in the field. And, geez, all the wondering about what's what, really, right? The information that we get out here is not so well. My shot is a little high. I'm going to try to bring it down a little bit so that way my eyes can be on that top third. You know, hey, the real Hiram, D-Block Hiram, what's up, man? Big shout out. Boop, 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 big shout out to D-Block Hiram, the real Hiram, getting it in. Yo, 2 projects, early. First guy on the IG page. That's right. Try and be a little bit more peppy this morning, even though, you know, yesterday, what was it? I said, oh, I got to bed at 1 o'clock. Poor me, poor me, poor me. No. Yesterday I was up till about 2 in the morning, maybe a little past that, because I've been trying to figure out a lot of different things on this. I'm trying to work out and try to get a simulcast going, and I'm so close, update after update, and trying to work this thing out, but I'm hoping I can get a kind of simulcast going for YouTube as well. But yeah, I got a few viewers going here. 4 already. The real Alex, shout out to you, or the shout out to the real Franlism staying on top of his game, and shout out to the real Ciliana, real Cece. Oh man, check out the real Ciliana. There is a shot. Oh man, it's like fire, straight up fire. Can I get a fire text in there? I don't know. We'll see about this interactivity, see if it gets a little bit better today. But apologies for these things running super long and you guys having a lot of work to get done. Again, my lighting, I still haven't had time to work out that. I've been working out all kinds of quirks and stuff like that out here, trying to get the lighting better in here, trying to work out mics, trying to work out simulcasts all at once, and trying to get content. I literally was up trying to get this thing done, and through that time, you know, I literally wrote my rundown about 30 minutes before this show, and yo, fire! You know it. Trying to be a little bit more exciting yesterday, because honestly, I watched my show yesterday, and bad. Oh man, so slow. Took me so long to get to any decent content, but I think eventually I got something going there. I think there was some useful info in there, sort of. Backwards Ripta. Backwards Ripta. So anyways, I hope you guys are doing good. I know, it's Wednesday, it's hump day. It's tough for everybody on a hump day, I gotta say, because, not to mention, it's a little gloomy out there, so I'm kind of like, yeah, give me some excitement, nature, give me some excitement. But, so it's a little tough here and there, everyone gets a little antsy and wants to get outside. I did get a chance to get outside yesterday. I went to the good old supermarket, as I just said, rocking that, I don't even have it handy, but I was rocking that American flag thing. Shout out to my daughter Juna taking those beautiful pictures. Too bad her subject isn't so beautiful, but She took some amazing shots to give you kind of a loose idea of what this next project is. And hey, guess what, seniors? You're included on this one. I decided I wanted to get a little bit more engagement out of you guys because I have gotten messages, although I'm waiting on a couple. I'm not going to shame you right now. Maybe later as I look through the text, because someone had a question. The Frauenlism, the real Frauenlism. It was kind of fun trying to come up with 3 unique shots that make up a quick story. Good, I'm glad you liked that, because that's going to go further. And I'm trying to keep these projects a little, simple for you guys to take on for now, because I realize also we're not on like an A-B schedule anymore. You're having to do these things a little bit quicker, a little bit more assignments, but maybe a little less. So it's kind of like, short exercises. Get your push-ups in. Get your, I got to get more yoga in. Shout out to Garza Smash. I saw that they had a new background today, so check that out. They're in front of the fireplace over there, it looked like. And interesting thing about, I just, what an amazing group of teachers we have here at TAPA. Shout out to all the staff. Shout out to the board. Shout out to the students, the parents. Gotta say, everyone's really bringing it together in this time, and making it manageable. It's wonderful. Shout out to Lenora. Having a tough time with security today, but that's all right. We're gonna work it out. Anyways, I do have a rundown. I'm gonna try to get it short. We're about 6 minutes in. Worked on my background a little bit. I added a GoPro. Whatever. Gotta still work on this kind of headroom. A little too much headroom, but we're gonna work with it. When you're doing these types of things, I hope you guys are thinking about getting your blue zone situated. So that way maybe we could see you guys do this stuff. I try to put little clues in there, little clues. Also, make sure you check these things out within 24 hours, because I've yet to figure out how to get these things to stick around for longer than 24 hours. Gives you a little immediacy, keeps you on your toes. You need to kind of check me out. And again, I know that you're doing projects, and a lot of you guys are watching this. I had 33 views yesterday. Pretty amazing. Getting some interesting cats up in there. I'm hoping I can maybe even get some guests to join us. Some special guests on this live IG. It'd be phenomenal if I can get that simulcast going, because then I could do this. And on YouTube, maybe I can show you some things at the same time. And that's what I'm trying to work out. Figuring it out. Filmmaking's a journey. We're always figuring things out. Oh boy. Oh, gotta stay up to date with these comments coming in. Fire! Zoom is awesome, Frauenlism. I love Zoom. And, I'll have to send out an email to try to see if we can work it out. Oh, okay. Invite? I don't know if I can work that out. Can he? Nah, he doesn't want to. Let me see if I could. Questions from viewers will show up here, but whatever. I'll work that out. He's good. Anyways, shout out to you, man. Big rep on the TAPA film regard. Ooh, I gotta look down like this, because otherwise you see it my nose and that ain't no good. So, anyways, let's get into a little bit of this episode. First off, great job on the photos. Great engagement. Tons of color grading. Tons of interesting approaches. All different, too. And that gets me into my first segment, which is critique. Take my critiques with a grain of salt. No. How do you do that heart thing? I still love you, but I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be honest in my critiques of your stuff. So just take it with a grain of salt. I don't mean to, put you down or anything like that. It's all for improvement. And like I always say, if you're not improving, what's the point, right? So always be looking to improve your work. I'm going to improve this. Trust me. I'm hoping it's getting better, but we'll see about that. Watching yourself is difficult, especially in backwards vision, backwards vertivit. Verta Cinema Scope. Yep. All right. So, critique. So when we critique things, usually, as I've always said, it's not like, oh, I like this, I love this. And usually when I do say I like this or I like that, I try to give a reason for it. Or I try to typically kind of avoid it and get more into like what's actually happening, what I'm actually looking at, where are things, where's the directional movement, how's the composition look, is the framing like on top and making me like look flattened, am I like, that might be a cool thing, but I'm gonna be as professional as I can with it. Sometimes my emotions get in there, but take it with a grain of salt. I'm trying to be as realistic with my critiques as I can, and I do not mean any offense at all. I'm just trying to get you guys to improve. And what's awesome is every time I ask you guys about something, it's funny because you guys just right away, they're like, oh, let me get you another picture. Oh, let me edit that again. And that's fantastic. I love that engagement. No pressure there, though, because I understand you have real life and a lot of other assignments to do. Spamming that like button like, what? Cool. All right, so critique. That's a little bit about critique. Take a peek on those. And feel free to critique others, too, because that's going to get you guys practicing for maybe other assignments down the road. Again, no A-B day. It's all, I guess, a C day or an A.5 day or a B.5 day. What do you think, Juna?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Maybe, like, it's the 12th day of quarantine. That's what I know.
The 12th day of quarantine.
Well, yeah, I remember yesterday was the 11th day of quarantine, so today is the 12th day of quarantine.
You're ducking there. Love this girl. This is a great photographer right here. She took those shots this morning. Beginning, middle, and end of Daddy's process. She got a little closer and closer with the shot, and each shot got a little bit more out of focus, which was cool. And also, I went into the color grade, and I tried to make it a little bluer and bluer and bluer. So it kind of like built into that story, the story of, okay, I'm doing my work, and then, oh boy, the work is starting to make my eye twitch, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh my gosh, I only have one eye left, and everything else is out of focus, right? So, but thanks, Juna, I really appreciate that.
You're welcome.
All right, we are about 13 minutes in. Shout out to my lovely wife, Nicole Kemp, an amazing fiber artist who really gets it done. And oh man, I got a coffee here, so it's gonna keep my energy going, so I'm not like slowed down and all day. Boom, fire! All right, cool. So that's a little bit about critique. Again, trying to keep this a little bit shorter today. 45 minutes is too long for me to watch myself. Ouch. But moving into it, I wanted to go a little bit into story arc, because that's kind of what this project is about. It's about building a little bit of a story arc. And what's great about phones too is that you're able to kind of utilize it almost like a storyboard. When I go to a location shoot, or location scout, I should say, oftentimes I'll go with a director or producer, and I'll bring my phone, and I'll try to take the shots that I want to take with the bigger cameras down the line, or a rental camera for that matter. Remember, save up your ducats, and you might be able to rent a cool camera for a day if you have a special project you want it to have a specific look. There's some great rental houses out there, and good reason to get that job, help out, start saving that ducats. So that way you can, make your business happen, invest in yourself, invest in the work that you want to produce for everyone else. Innovate this art form. And moving forward, story arc. So with a basic story arc, you're thinking about introducing a character, introducing a subject. The subject could be this mouse. This subject could be this GoPro. This subject could be... Where are we going today, Mr. Centaur? He's going nowhere. He is not going anywhere. His story is standing on the scanner. Oh well, everyone loves that centaur. I gotta give him a name, I think, but he never really had a name. He was more of a cryptic creature that eventually the skin grew on him and decayed as he walked around hunting for humanoid gas mask characters in a surreal apocalyptic environment. Whoa. That was my RISD assignment. That was when I was at Rhode Island School Design, and actually I made this centaur, and then I made a life-size centaur that's actually in my backyard. Maybe we'll have to check him out later. He's literally the size of me. And I would cover him up with latex, and I would animate him. So I literally animated him being created. So being created out of nothing, then being covered with this latex skin. This skin that I would paint it on windows, actually in the dorms, and they hated me because it smelled really bad. But I didn't care. I was a terrible student, and I always was against the paradigm a little bit. But anyways, those skin pieces came out really cool. What I did was I layered it over that giant humanoid size centaur, and then I actually filmed myself in a gas mask, and I was like pumping him full of all kinds of things, injecting him with things, and then the skin decayed off of him onto the floor, and he had all these organs, and there was like stuff pumping through him, and it was really this kind of post-apocalyptic kind of world, a little surrealist, that I didn't quite come up with an end for. And that was kind of difficult because I hadn't quite, there was that climatic moment, but I didn't find that conclusion for myself. And in fact, it's kind of like a life work in process. So I kept him around. He's still back there, and I'm hoping to animate him again someday because I do have a storyboard from yesteryear that I hope to re-evaluate and potentially do again the right way now that I have better skills than from my college days. But yeah, story arc. So you get a subject, you try to bring them in. You usually have a rising action. So when they see a conflict and they realize that conflict and they realize they need to take on that challenge. That climax being they took on that challenge head on. And, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. Sometimes it's a little in between, but oftentimes when you lose, you oftentimes gain more than just winning on an easy stride. So it always has to be a bit of a struggle or a bit of a hill to overcome. So that's oftentimes why they show you the story arc. It's often a mountain shape. And then there's always that falling action. What happens after that climax? How has it changed our character? How has it changed our subject? Has they realized something? And that conclusion is really kind of stamping it down. It's like a math problem. You have your integers or variables that you plug in there, some kind of reaction, a multiplication, plus, minus, aspect ratio, fraction, who knows? But that's going to have a result on your character, and that conclusion is going to build that piece to fruition, so that way everyone can see that they perhaps learned something from that challenge that you've engaged. So that's the basic idea about this. You're kind of creating almost like a mini storyboard with 3 shots. And hopefully that'll get you ready for the next project. I'm going to we'll see what happens for tomorrow's assignment. Although I love this engagement. I really do. I was up till about 1 in the morning being like, oh yeah, I can give you a critique now. And I'm going to keep doing that. I'm going to try to stay on point with all that. In the middle of the day yesterday, I went on that journey out to the supermarket. It was like kind of crazy. I was surprised how the supermarket wasn't so full, but it was still a bit cryptic. I had my flag on, so people were kind of scared at looking at me. And man, do you see that vacant toilet paper aisle? The struggle is real. What's real struggle is flour. You can't get flour anywhere. My wife bakes amazing stuff, and what the heck, you can't find anything. What's up, Pat? How you doing? I don't know how many I've done, but I think that might have been the 3rd or 4th. I don't know. Slight improvement in that regard. So, all right, story arc. Another thing you want to think about when you're taking images and you're putting them together is juxtaposition. So how are those images playing off of one another, working with one another? You might think, as the artist, how am I trying to make this work for people to view? What experience do I want to share? Do I want it to be a more fluid experience, or do I want it to be very jarring and I want to keep people on their toes? Well, then there's a couple ways you might want to look at it. One is contrast. So shot to shot, they can juxtapose one another. So, either like contrasting one another. So maybe I'm doing like one shot, it's one angle, one Dutch angle, and then maybe the next shot is the next Dutch angle, and the next shot's maybe it's straight. So that's juxtaposed, that kind of framing, that composition. I also could think about contrasting linear movement. So if I punch the centaur over here, right, and he punches me over here, that's made those dynamic movements move against one another, right? Although there's also assimilation. So there's assimilation was a little bit of kind of what Juna shot actually, that was this morning. Pre-shower. That's why I had the old shirt on, because I was up so late and I literally just went to bed and I was like, duh, duh, duh. But semi-clean right now. And yeah, anyways, assimilation, she just got closer and closer and closer. The shot seemed very similar, so it kind of was fluid for the viewer experience, I assume. But it just kind of it took us on a slope. It was gentle. It wasn't distracting. It wasn't jarring. It was just to get you to kind of focus on the character and stay with the character for an extended period of time. Whereas if I was contrasting, maybe I wanted to be like one character, the other character's kind of mean. This character's kind of nice. This character's kind of mean, So, juxtaposition. So, yeah, going into the juxtaposition a little further, I'd say there's all these different elements that you can think about, linear movement, directional movement, proxemics, how close am I to my camera. Whoa! I don't know if you guys can hear that, but it sounded like that's my other daughter, Lenora, manifesting into a demon. It's tough. The struggle is real when you have kids. But it makes you so happy. It makes worth every bit of it. Every bit of life with your children or your family. And that kind of gives me another thing I want to tell you guys about potential bonus points. Mom and dad, grandma, older siblings, you might like this. If you make your story based on maybe a process, perhaps, look at this full sink of dishes. Look at me washing those dishes. Look at all these clean dishes. Oh, look at my dirty laundry. Look at the hamper, it's full. Oh, look, my laundry's clean and folded. I know you're like, what? What, you gonna make me do some, housework? But it's important, especially on a hump day, to kind of get your space reworked. Work your workstation, like I said in episode 1. Talk about, always taking care of yourself. Self-care is all about making sure that your space is safe, too. And it was interesting. I think I kind of left Garza Smash off there for a moment because I was going into that whole thing with him in front of that beautiful chimney, the Essex house over there, or the Essex house. Kind of a terrible history of Rhode Island being a terrible slave state back in the day, and that house was a big piece of that history. Now, Garza's in there revolutionizing that space and juxtaposing exactly what it means to be in that house. It's really fascinating and inspiring to see artists take that space and talk about this history and show people that it wasn't just something to be celebrated, to be put that name on every building, or I think there's a school named after that building or something like that, or that terrible human that helped embrace that terrible activity, dehumanizing people. But there's healing involved because of great artists from experience, such as Garza and his team at the Glitter House. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but I'm kind of going a little off track. Lost the energy, needing a sip of coffee. Maybe that'll bring it back. We'll see. All right. So yeah, bonus. Help out around the house and make that part of your shots. struggling with a topic, maybe you can think about doing drastic differences in your shots. Like perhaps you're going, like again with Juna's shot, you had like the medium shot, you had the close-up shot, and then you had kind of like this more extreme close-up shot, like building into my face a little bit. Maybe more so of a medium shot, close medium shot, and maybe a tight close-up. That's more like what happened in that series. So try to break up your angles. Also, I noticed a lot of you guys are getting comfortable with all kinds of shots. A lot of people are doing the shallow depth of field thing. A lot of people are doing the Dutch angle thing and using them both together. A lot of tilt shifting going on. So that's really cool. It's showing this kind of fog. And what I realize about like kind of the group of work that I'm seeing is it's kind of emulating the time. It's really capturing the artist's perspective in this time, in this world. And that's interesting. It is very interesting. Keep pushing those different methods that you're developing. If you feel like you're still trying to hone that craft, still trying to hone that style and make it your own, yes, keep pushing those styles. But also maybe think about breaking it up too. If you're stuck, maybe you could just say, today, instead of the shallow depth of field, maybe I'm going to go deep depth of field. 2001 Space Odyssey is a great movie to watch by Stanley Kubrick that has a great example of well done, deep focus, deep depth of field where everything is in focus, everything is clear and sharp. You get these wonderful painterly like looking compositions that are just stunning, right? The way the camera moves, the way the sets move. But everything's deep focus so we can get all the detail going on around it. So there's something about deep focus as well. And to tell you the truth, it's a little trendy to do shallow depth of field today. So, not to say don't do it, but bring something new to it. That's why I'm excited to see Dutch get brought to the element, or different proxemics within that. So that's really exciting to see. But if you see a bunch of people doing one thing, sometimes just try to break it up. Try to do something slightly different. Shout out to the real Noel, the only one that did his grade in black and white. That was hot. That was the only black and white thing I saw. It was pretty tight, man. I love that dog. So cute. And shout out to some of the 9th grade minors. I had Noelia. She shot a shot, and eventually the real Noelia, of course. She did one shot, and it was pretty good, Again, it wasn't a new shot, so try to take new shots if you can. If you don't have access to a camera, I totally appreciate if you're using older shots, but try to do new shots on these things. But then she took this shot of a Frozen doll on the floor, and then she graded it like the Frozen colors, and it was just stunning. Like, the first shot was like, okay, did the job. Second shot, I was like, whoa, this is hilarious. This is actually really funny. So shots can bring out humor. Shots can bring out different kinds of emotions. And sometimes you just catch someone right off guard, and it's a wonderful thing to see. Black and white. Yeah, he went black and white with it, man. He turned the dog into black and white. Check out the real Noel Parra, and feel free to follow each other as well. That way you're able to get good access to see what everyone else is doing. Also, try to tag the work just to try to keep it a little cohesive. So that way I have multiple places I can kind of gather everything when I want to. I just uploaded this desktop for Instagram extension on Google Chrome. That's quite useful because Instagram is really tough on desktops to really manage everything. But with desktop for Instagram, I'm able to actually download pictures. I'm able to look at the mobile feed. So that's one of the tricky things about Instagram that I'm not liking. But that being said, what's wonderful about this is that I have a lot of students that are trying to get to their jobs, a lot of students that are just like out and about, maybe not like out, of course we're not supposed to be out, but maybe having difficulty getting to a desktop, and you could just kind of watch this on your phone at any time that you feel, or just kind of chill and watch if you feel, because we are getting a little bit more work than we're required. This program oftentimes is anywhere from 30 minutes to 40 minutes, plus your assignment's probably taking you another 30 minutes, so you're working hard, and I appreciate that, but you're going to be better off for it. I expect the best out of the top film majors and minors and everyone else, because you're going to innovate this thing. I want people to say in the future that, wow, who's that from? Lism. Ooh, who is that real Ray? Who is that real Aiden? Who is that real Cece? I want to see people real Pat. I want people to see them and be like, wow. Right out the box, they understand all this stuff that the real Marcoux didn't get till he was like in college. So pushing the art form to become something new, something better, less square, less vertical. Who knows? Eventually I'll have goggles on and we'll never move. That'd be wild, huh? History repeats itself. History repeats itself. A little VR right here. Whoa. They're getting closer. They look 3D. 3D? Always is trying to reinvent itself. I don't know if you guys can see that. Let's see if we can. Whoa, look at that family, huh? Let's see if we can get that in there. Two images, two eyes. I need a 3D camera on this joint. Oh yeah. What do you gotta say, Mr. Centaur? Anything good? A lot of you guys are thinking, Mr. Marcoux is out of his mind. He's really thinks he's talking to that centaur. No, and yes, but what I'm doing when I do this is actually, it's giving me a chance to think, because when you're doing a live broadcast like this, I'm doing everything myself, so sometimes I have to catch up with myself and be like, have I hit every point that I wanted to make? So by doing these kind of entertaining things, by being like, hey, what? You know, you're a real jerk. Kind of coming up with how I'm going to close this thing, right? I'm not really thinking that he's actually talking to me right now. I'm actually giving myself a chance to reassess what I'm doing right now. Where am I in this program? I know I've kind of ranted and raved, and the caffeine has done a nice job on at least the delivery of this class today. But you know, it's helpful to give yourself a rundown, give yourself a chance to kind of catch up. And that's what we're all doing. We're playing catch up because we had a April vacation that came in the middle of everything. By the way, I just heard that we have an extension on quarter 3. So we are actually going to April 10th for quarter 3. So minors, you get another week out of this, which is good because I want to teach you more stuff. And practicum, you know, that's better for you. Seniors, jeez. Guys, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. We just need to work, man. Quarter 3, quarter 4, they kind of blend into one another. So we just got to make it happen. We got to adapt those scripts, make it work. Yeah, thank you, Jeebus. Thank you, Jeebus. I agree, because I don't know how I was going to like close out this quarter with having only one more week after this. Because I feel like we're just starting to get into a new kind of lesson plan here. And it's exciting. Using what you have to make beautiful art, or trying to. My work tends to be blue and jaundice. If I come back here, it becomes a little warmer. Too much headroom. If I go like this, it looks weird. And look, I'm framing on my waist, which flattens the image. It's terrible. Gotta work this out a little bit more. Make the shot screaming hot. Figure out this simulcast. Maybe I'll figure it out over the weekend, but doing a little bit too much research to try to get this going, and I want to just make sure that I'm keeping engaged with you guys' work personally, so that way it can help increase your workflow. Anybody happens to livecast themselves, feel free to send me a message and I'll try to join, because I'd love to see somebody else try. Hey, Jeffrey, still, I don't know if I got your photos from yesterday, Jeffrey, but you've been staying engaged, so I really appreciate that. If you have missed an assignment, just get it done. Just get it done. I'm going to mark it all good. You know, week 1, we're taking it a little easy, but down the line, I'm going to kind of stay more on top of the situation and stuff like that, and the grading is going to get a little bit more refined when it comes to the actual work. So, but everyone seems to be very engaged and building into really positive work. I don't know how many times I said engaged today. Yesterday, I think the word was, what was the word? That I just kept saying elements. I was like, the film elements require elements of, the elements. What the hell are you talking about, Mr. Marcoux? You just don't know what you're talking about, do you? I kind of do. I know what I'm talking about, but sometimes it takes me a while to get there. So I do appreciate your patience. We're on 36 minutes. I think we're going to try to close this out a little early, but I think this is a better time frame. Tomorrow I'll try to condense it to 30. And if you guys are enjoying this, please let me know. If you don't like it at all, let me know. Critique me. I do not take offense to critiques. I love the way the class is running now. I mean, it's working for me. I can't wait to get back to New Tap. I really can't, because then we're able to utilize the studio and do all those dreams that we always wanted to do. So I really can't wait to get back. I gotta be honest. But I do like this too. I like the challenge of doing it. Do you like it? I mean, are these these casts working for you? I'm hoping to simulcast this so it'll be a little bit more intuitive. And that way I'll be able to see my screen as I work and stuff like that. But also I kind of like the iPhone format, the smartphone format, because I want to show you that how you can do things with limited technology. So I'm trying to do these assignments with you, and I'm trying to do things this way so that way you can see that it's possible, and even with restrictions that you can make great art happen. And even with these kind of cameras and stuff like that, you could still get great images. You just got to kind of trick the camera into doing itself. What the hell does that mean? You trick the camera into doing what you want, or trying to get a clean image. Quick little tip. I saw there was a couple pieces out there that were a hair grainy, based on the compression artifacts. So now grain can look good. It can look really good. But don't just let the camera get grainy, okay? Remember what I said about start with a good image. So if I want to make a grainy image, light the image. Get a clean image. Don't just like shoot something in the dark and let the camera get grainy. No, get a clean image to start. Then add grain, because your grain is going to be cleaner when you blow up on a wall. You won't see digital artifacting. The grain's going to look nice and refined. Whereas if you let the camera struggle and then you try to bring up the grain after that, it's going to provoke this really noisy grain that has kind of, you could see the RGB pixels in it actually. If you look really close and you start to see this clumpiness, which most photographers will tell you, no, that's a no-no. So if you're trying to get a grainy image, start with a good image. Start with a clean image. Light your shadows. I know that's another thing I'm trying to do, is I'm not trying to break out my lights right now. I'm trying to show you how to work with the lights that you have available, and I'm not doing a very good job yet. But you could use practical lighting to kind of change up what's happening in the flick that you are creating. No more comments. You spammed it for a bit. I'm down to 6 viewers. It's getting rough. That's all right. It was an okay show today. Any requests? No requests. Got some good engagement. Yeah, it was elements yesterday. I kept saying elements. I said a gazillion times. I'll have to watch this and see how many ums I came up with today. Might become a thing in the vertical cinema scope that we have going on here, sponsored by Backwards Ripta. And yeah, I really appreciate my spit some bars. All right. I know, Hiron, you asked for the flip. I can't flip in here. Maybe if I do an outside session, I'll try flip, but I will break my neck. All right, spit some bars. I guess Centaur and I, my co-host, can maybe do a little freestyle. Do bro fist at the end. Okay, bro fist at the end. And spit some bars. Okay, that'll work. Anything else you want to add to that? Let's see if I can pick up some stuff off the dome. I really don't spit. You know, in my young days, all we used to do is produce beats. And my best friend was a really good rapper. And I used to, the 27th. Yeah, dude. 12 o'clock. Oh, it's 12 o'clock, Joyner Lucas's music video is coming out, supposedly. A new music video by Joyner Lucas, straight from Worcester. Oh, I love it. A flip. Oh, you want that flip so bad. Maybe the Centaur can flip. I don't know. I think I might break him. I'm going to work on practicing my flip. I got to practice my yoga more. I'm not doing so well with that. I did it for the first few days, and then I've been staying up too late to get up for it. But I'm going to tune in, and I hope you guys tune in too, because it's an awesome show. It actually inspired me to do this, so big ups to those Tappa artists. Always inspiring me to stay on my A game, or in this case, B- game, or maybe, I don't know what I get, D+. Yeah, I don't know. Feel free to critique me. Tell me how I can improve this program for you. Now I'm getting to ums again. Another thing I was doing is every time I'm thinking, I'm going like, So let's spit some bars, right? I'm Mr. Marcoux, and I'd like to teach kids how to animate. Yo, I teach kids how to animate. How do you go about your work? I don't know. But I can't flow, that's for sure. Why is that? 'Cause I'm whack. Whack, 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 whack. Can't rhyme whack with whack, that ain't good, no. I'm gonna pull up my show to... Man, I'm terrible. Come on, spit something. I got a Bolex. I don't got a Rolex. Backwards Ripta. What rhymes with Ripta? Anybody? The real Aiden joined just in time for the freestyle? Yo. Wish I could just like, I wish someone would call me and we could like cipher or something like that, right? Let's see. I got a GoPro. Should be easy to rhyme something with O. I can't even do that. Real bars? Pfft, what, like... Alright, like, let's spit the bars that you guys do, that you guys hear around today, right? Hey! 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 Shut up! Hey! Let's get it! Hey! I'm a rapper. Hey! Rap! Hey! Let's get it! Get in the chopper! Get in the chopper! Get in the chopper! Get in the chopper! Got no money, get in the chopper. Get in the money, got no chopper. Get in the money, got the chopper. Go get a job. Get a job. Do the dishes. Do the dishes. Swimming like fishes. Swimming like fishes. No, I'm not good, bro. Not good. All right. I got this. Build it up, Aiden. You inspire me, man. All right, let's go. Give me a beat. I gotta move. Give me a beat. Walking round the house. What we gonna do? Walking round the house. I don't know. Gonna walk around the house, but I just can't rap. I can't flow. I can't do that. Smack, whack, crap. I don't know where I'm going to the sack. Santa sack is empty. Stole his goods, yeah. Got some coal, Gonna roll too. Easter show, Easter's coming. Easter bunny. He's a bunny. He's a rabbit. He's a bunny. Rabbit, bunny. What? Juxtapose my shit. Came close on that one. I came close on breaking the code switch. Code switch, huh? Code switch. Let's kick it, Juna. Kick it. I'm going to kick it. Here, let's get this background. Kick it. Let's kick it. Yo. Kick it. Yo. Yo. My hype man. My hype girl.
You just hit the wall, Daddy.
I know, and I put a hole in the wall. You can see that?
Daddy.
The hole in the wall's gonna rap. Hole in the wall's gonna rap. Yeah. What? Yo. What? Daddy? What? Daddy? What? Daddy? What? Daddy? What? Got my hype girls. Hyping. Got it. Watch this. Yo. This is how we rap in the new millennium. Man, I need my album to drop. I gotta drop this album. I gotta work on it. I'm working on it. Whew, man, you guys made me tired. Gotta get some coffee. Gotta hip it, hop it, yeah, trap it, wet it, blit, beat, words. I don't know what the words are in the reel of Marcoux. Gonna get some Latin, juxtapose it, let it rock it to the centaur. What you got? Yo, what? Yo, what? Yo, what? Got it. Do the one shot. Do the Umberto. Do the Umberto. What? You check this music video out? This is way better than anything you ever seen. Yo, shout out to my centaur, shout out to my girls, shout out to the Tappa Film crew, shout out to all y'all dirty guys in the crowd, shout out to my supermarket workers, shout out to Backwoods Ripta, shout out to the bus drivers, shout out to my beard, shout out to my coffee, shout out to my mouse, shout out to my GoPro, shout out to Panasonic, shout out to this flashlight. This flashlight's got it going on. Yo, let's do a music video. Do a music video. Music video. Yo, music video. What music video? Huh? Music video. What music video? Yeah, what? Who's got a music video for you? I do. Who's got a music video for you? I do. Who's got a music video for you? I don't know what's going on. This is getting better. Yeah. Yo. That's a kid. Whoa. All right. I think someone just fell down the stairs. I definitely need more work on this. I don't know where this program is going or what just happened to Tappa Film. It's laughter, I swear. It's not pain. It's laughter. I swear. It's not pain. It's laughter. I swear. It's pain. Yo. What is up with that shadow? What is wrong with this class? I think I taught you guys some stuff. Yeah. It is way too early to be in the club. Yeah. That's just a flashlight, bro. Just a flashlight. Pretty cool flashlight. So yeah, get your work done. We'll see you tomorrow. You best tune in. This has gone 50 minutes. I think we got something going on here. Working on that simulcast. I think I need to go watch that Joyner Lucas video because it's about 10 minutes. Yo, I must say, you guys are the bomb. It's great to be part of this. Still only got 6 viewers, but you know what? That's just hot. That's just hot, right? Peace, y'all. The
fist pump.